What is up, YouTube? I'm sorry, I'm munching on lumpia. If you don't know what lumpia is, look it up. It's a Filipino food. It's like awesome. You can have it as an appetizer. You can have it as like a main dish. Hell, I'll use it as a dessert. 3 meals a day, go. My mom's boyfriend made lumpia. It's the greatest. Yum. Lumpia Shanghai, guys. Oh wait, this is a full size. This is a lumpia Shanghai. Normal lumpia does not look like that. This is a separate type of lumpia called lumpia Shanghai. Look it up. Filipino food. Lumpia Shanghai. The bomb. It's delicious. You'll love it. Unless you're vegetarian, you will not like it because there's meat in there. Anyway, vegetarian or vegan, you will not like it because there's meat. Anyway, back to it. This is a part 2 video of, hang on. This is my part 2 video of Supergirl Season 2, Episode 15, titled Exodus. Let's go back to where I was. In my last video, Lena uses the L-Corp mainframe to try to track down her mother or any of the missing aliens that Cadmus took, and apparently comes across a former naval facility, and apparently somehow it's still active. Remember, former naval facility, and it's still active. Unfortunately for her, Lena is unaware that her mother, Lillian, has placed a mole in Lena's work area. So there's a mole working alongside Lena, and it just happens to be her secretary. Anyway, Alex, on her own, finds apparently, I believe, the same facility that Lena found. Unfortunately for her, she ends up getting captured the moment she gets there. And she confronts her dad, Jeremiah, who pretty much tells her that the spacecraft, and apparently Lillian's plan is to send the aliens away from Earth using this spacecraft, right? I love how I'm pointing up and there's no spacecraft here. I'm sorry, when I talk with my hands. Hi, YouTube. Okay, sorry. I do talk with my hands a lot, like, when I'm really into something, the hand movements just show up, right? Normally I don't talk with my hands unless I'm into something, like I'm really into something that I'm talking about, like, for instance, this. Like, any of these shows that I'm talking about, whether it's Supergirl, The Flash, Legends, Arrow, The Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, any show that I watch. It's not just the shows that I talk about on this channel. There are other shows, like I watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I used to have videos on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. here, but ever since I got an X mark on my Once Upon a Time videos, which is another show that I like watching, I got a strike from Disney, and ever since then, anything related to Disney I no longer do. So I took out my Once Upon a Time videos. I took out my Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because Marvel's under Disney. And so there are other shows that I watch a lot of, like Shadowhunters. I love Shadowhunters. I would put Shadowhunters here, but I already have Supergirl, The Flash, Legends, Arrow, Walking Dead, and when Walking Dead's gone, Fear the Walking Dead is there. So it's like basically 6 shows already. And I used to have Once Upon a Time and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So altogether, I've done at least 8 shows on this channel, right? And I really would put Shadowhunters on here at least, because that at least is not under Disney, thank God. But it's a lot of shows to put under my belt. Even though technically I've done 9 shows, I took 2 off, it's still like 6 or 7 left. It's like, it's too many. I'm already struggling with my DC CW shows as it is. Walking Dead, not so much, cause like it's on a Sunday. I could sometimes do it live while watching TV. My TV's literally up there, hanging, and I could sometimes do it live. And like, if I didn't have the DC CW shows, I could take a whole week just to do 1 episode. It'll be fine. But since the weekdays are all DC CW shows, the weekend is literally Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead. It takes a toll. But anyway, back to where I was. Alex got captured, confronts her dad. Jeremiah tells about the spaceship and the fact that Lillian's plans is to send the aliens away to Earth. And he also tells Alex that the reason why he's cooperating with Lillian and Cadmus is because Lillian has threatened to kill both Kara and Alex if he didn't cooperate. So that proved at least one of my three theories on why Jeremiah is working with Cadmus. One of my theories was, in fact, that he was being forced to cooperate because Lillian or Cadmus, threatened his family, and that's pretty much the case. He literally stated that Lillian would kill Kara and Alex if he didn't cooperate with them. So, anyway, meanwhile, I'm not sure if that's happening at the same time or a little afterwards, but meanwhile, Mon-El encouraged Kara. I'm guessing Kara told Mon-El about what Lena told her about starting a blog. And, Mon-El encourages this. He's like, yeah, why don't you just start a blog? It's like, if Snapper won't let you write what you want to write about this aliens, what's happening with the aliens, then do what Lena says, do the blog. He can't really stop you because it's your blog, right? So Kara starts to blog about the alien crisis, and just as she's doing that, Lena calls her that she met and tells her, I pinpointed the location of where these aliens and my mother could be, right? Unfortunately, Cadmus minions arrived to kill Lena. I'm only guessing it's because of the mole. Remember, Lillian Luthor had a mole working alongside Lena, and it just happens to be the secretary. And so Cadmus minions arrived to kill her, unfortunately, but Supergirl manages to arrive just in time to save Lena. Unfortunately, Kara's blog tips off Lillian to her whereabouts, pretty much forcing her to move up the ship's departure, right? It's like, oh my god, they know where I am, all of this, I've got to go, I've got to move up my timetable, right? So that happens, which I was like, man, see, this is why you shouldn't post so much shit on the internet, because you never know who's watching. No! That was so not graceful. Sorry. Anyway, Alex tells her father that Lillian has planted explosives literally around the facility, because I'm only guessing when Alex found the facility, like between Alex finding the facility and her getting captured, she must have looked around the facility and saw all these explosives, right? Because she's like, Dad, Lillian planted explosives around the facility, right? And they race to stop Lillian from accelerating the launch, but Lillian says she can't do anything to stop the launch, right? So Alex, she boards the spacecraft to try to stop it. But as she's attempting to get the aliens off the spacecraft, the door naturally closes. And it's like, I saw that coming. I totally saw it. It's like, the moment I saw Alex board the spacecraft, I knew that she was going to get trapped in that spacecraft. I totally called it. I knew, Alex was going to try something, find a way to stop the spacecraft, try to get all the aliens off or something, right? I knew she was going to do either one or both of those, and then she's going to get trapped in the spacecraft. What happened? The doors closed. And as it's preparing for liftoff, Alex has no choice but to try to control the spacecraft. And, the spacecraft pretty much goes out of control, but Kara does arrive, and she manages to stop the out-of-control spacecraft with Wynn's guidance, and, she's successful, saves Alex, and I believe that, I'm not sure, but were there still aliens in the spacecraft? Was, Alex able to get them all out, or were there still some in there? I'm not sure, I don't remember. But as that's happening, Hank, the real Hank Henshaw, faces off against Jeremiah, and unfortunately, as he's facing off against Jeremiah, he defeats him using his laser vision. Damn. But anyway, as all the aliens that were captured are saved, including Lyra, later on at the alien bar, Win and Lyra, they share another romantic moment, more romantic moments, and Alex ends up getting a surprising apology from Jean and reinstates her back into the DEO. I don't remember why he apologized to her. Maybe he apologized for her for thinking, she wasn't in her mental state of mind, I guess. But yeah, Jean apologized to her and he reinstated her back in the DEO. But all things are not all happy. Yes, all the aliens that were captured are rescued, including Lyra. They stopped the spacecraft. But not all things, and Jean apologized to Alex and reinstates her back in the DEO, but unfortunately not everything is happy for our heroes because Kara, her decision to run the blog about the alien crisis in National City does not sit well with Snapper, obviously. I had a feeling this would happen, because unfortunately, the blog tipped off Lillian, alright, and obviously Snapper must have seen the blog too, because if Lillian saw the blog, Snapper obviously saw it, because it's a blog, everyone sees it, right? And obviously it doesn't sit well with Snapper, because Snapper himself, remember, he didn't want Kara to run with the story, because she only had one source, right? And she went on with the story anyway, this time in a different medium, being a blog. And obviously, that's gonna piss him off, and it pissed him off well enough to get Kara fired from Catco. Kara got fired from Catco. Can you imagine if Cat heard that? Like, hey, Cat, by the way, Snapper? Yeah, he fired your favorite assistant. Yeah. Can you imagine if Cat came back and she went up to Snapper saying, "Did you just fire my girl Kara? Seriously?" I can imagine that. That'd be the greatest. Wouldn't it be cool if Cat came back to Catco and finds out that Snapper freaking fired Kara because she ran her own story on a blog? Can you see the rage on Cat? Because Cat never liked Snapper to begin with, so this will be adding fuel to the fire, actually. Anyway, obviously Kara's upset. Mon-El manages to stop by her apartment and, trying to cheer her up and give her some encouragement. They have a cute moment. And what Kara said, I don't remember the whole thing, but basically it was Kara, she basically says in a nutshell, despite losing a job that she loved so much, she loved her time at Catco, whether it was being Cat's assistant or working with Snapper, she loved working at Catco. And she basically said, despite losing the job she loved, Kara basically tells Mon-El that being Supergirl and dating him, basically she's being Supergirl and having Mon-El, despite losing the job she loved, that was enough for her. And I was like, oh my caramel heart, oh my god, that's beautiful. I'm so happy. My heart. Anyway, meanwhile, a mysterious ship has arrived. And there's a couple in the vessel, and they look at planet Earth. And they're obviously looking for Mon-El. And the cool thing is the same two people that we've seen. Remember when, Kara and Mon-El saved, a bunch of people before? I think they went to a planet. I'm not sure what planet. But, it was the episode where the aliens didn't capture Mon-El as he was helping Kara rescue some of the people, and they even bowed to him. Remember that episode? And shortly after they left, two people and two hooded figures showed up looking for Mon-El. It's the same hooded figures, and the cool thing is when they took off their hoods, one of them is an actress named Terry Hatcher. I'm not sure if you remember, but Terry Hatcher played in an old Superman TV show before as Lois Lane. So the fact that she's here and she's obviously come back in a way to the super roots. She played in a Superman TV show and now she's back in a super show in Supergirl, which I love, and I can't wait to know. I have a feeling it has to do with Mon-El, maybe they're related. Their characters might be related. But anyway, this is my reaction rant to Supergirl Season 2, Episode 15, titled Exodus. And I loved it. Mwah!